Hello everyone, in this video, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of projectile motion. Projectile is any object which is launched into the air with some initial velocity, and thereafter it moves under the influence of gravity. Since acceleration due to gravity is a constant on Earth, therefore the motion is a uniformly accelerated motion. Now to work with such sort of motion, we have three equations of motion which we have already derived on this channel. I'll put the link in the description, you can check it out from there. Now in this specific video, we are going to deal with horizontal projectile motion, that is, an object thrown from a height with some initial velocity only along the horizontal direction. The first thing that we will try to figure out is equation of trajectory. Trajectory refers to the path which the projectile will follow. To do so, we will divide the motion into horizontal and vertical direction. Along the horizontal direction, acceleration would be 0 since gravity acts only in the downward direction. Now using the equation s is equals to ut plus half at square, x is going to be equals to v into t. On transposing, we get time as x over v. Along the vertical direction, we get y is equals to half gt square since initial velocity along the y-axis is 0 and acceleration is equals to g. When we substitute t is equals to x over v in this equation, we get half into g into x over v whole square, which implies y is equals to g by 2v square into x square. This equation is equation of a parabola and hence the trajectory is parabolic. The next thing which we want to find out is the time taken by the projectile to reach the ground, which is namely the time of flight. In this case, we should understand that the ball goes vertically downwards and hence the vertical displacement covered is h. On using the second equation of motion vertically, we get h is equals to uyt plus half gt square. The initial vertical velocity was 0, therefore h is equals to 0 plus half gt square, upon transposing which we get t square equals to 2h over g. T is therefore square root of 2h over g. It is interesting to note that t depends only on h and g and not on the initial velocity with which it was projected. After figuring out this time of flight, we are now going to understand how far does the projectile go in the horizontal direction. This is known as the horizontal range. Horizontal range is the horizontal distance traveled in time t, which is time of flight. Therefore, r should be given by horizontal velocity into the time of flight. If we substitute time of flight as root 2h by g, we get r is equals to v into root 2h by g. This is the expression for the horizontal range. We might also be asked about velocity of this projectile at any time t. In that case, we will have to study horizontal and the vertical component separately. Horizontal component at any instant will be given by vx is equals to ux plus axt. Since acceleration is 0, vx will always be v. The vertical component on the other side will be equals to gt since initial velocity along the y-axis is 0. This way, we can write the velocity vector as vx I cap plus vy j cap, the magnitude of which will be given by square root of vx square plus vy square. On substituting the value, we get v as v square plus g square t square under the root. If we are interested about the direction of the projectile, we can find the angle beta made with the horizontal. In order to find this angle, we will find tangent beta, which will be given by vy over vx, which implies tangent beta will be equals to gt by v. We can extend this discussion to what will be the velocity upon striking the ground. We need to understand the projectile will strike the ground at time t is equals to capital T, that is time of flight, which is given by root 2h over g. The vertical component therefore is vy equals to gt, which is equals to g into square root of 2h over g. Simplifying further, we get it as root 2gh. Horizontal component always remains the same, which is equals to v. Therefore, the magnitude of total striking velocity is going to be square root of vx square plus vy square. On substituting the value, we get capital V as square root of v square plus square root of 2gh whole square. V is therefore square root of v square plus 2gh. In the end, we have a table which summarizes all the important formulas we derived and which we will need in the future. You can have a look at it and maybe you can note it as well. So this is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.